Hello and welcome to this afternoon's show. My name is Antonio. Today we're looking at the effects of alcohol and exploring different ways to control our drinking and to stay safe when we're out. We'll be joined in the studio by Dr. Bob Coates, who's a consultant in public health. Also in the studio today we have Cerys Thomas, a City Council worker who also works to promote public health. Also on today's show, we've sent our crew out to have a look at the work being done behind the scenes to keep us safe. And we've been following a group of students on a night out to see what they get up to. So that should be interesting. Our reporter Zainab is also going to be looking at the facts and figures about alcohol consumption. We're also joined in the studio by Lewis Allen, a bartender at the Pitcher and Piano, who's going to show us how to make some delicious alcohol-free cocktails, or as they're known in the industry, mocktails. So a lot to look forward to. Let's get started. Our first guest today is Dr. Bob Coates. Dr. Coates, what is alcohol?
Hello, Antonio. Alcohol is a poison. We classify it in that way in the medical profession. Widely available in distilled and fermented forms.
I see. And what impact does alcohol have on our body?
Can be very serious. Intake at different levels can affect almost every organ system in the body. Of course, we know it passes through the liver where it's metabolized and where a lot of alcohol problems can occur, but it does reach the brain, the pancreas, the gut, the bladder. It can hit all parts of our body, really.
So there's a lot more to it than just having a good night out.
An awful lot more to it, and we have to look after our health quite carefully when we use alcohol on a regular basis.
So alcohol, obviously, as well as having personal effects, has social impacts. What are the consequences of over consumption of alcohol?
Well, binge drinking, where alcohol is taken very rapidly and in large quantities, leads to disinhibition, risk-taking behaviours that would be totally atypical for an individual, and can lead to some very serious consequences such as terrible accidents, car accidents, and also sexual assaults and physical assaults. So we have to take binge drinking very, very seriously, and we're aware of a lot of harm caused by it.
I see. And does alcohol affect men differently from women, or women differently from men?
It does. Women are more vulnerable to alcohol because the capacity of their liver to remove it from the body is limited, and they generally have less volume to circulate the alcohol in. So for a given amount of intake, they are exposing themselves to a higher risk. Tragically, we're seeing a rise in the harm caused by alcohol with liver disease and premature death in more women now than we've ever seen before, particularly in Southampton.
I see, so the women are catching up with the men.
The women have joined the men, unfortunately, with the level of harm that we now recognise is attributable to alcohol.
I see. So, thank you for... finally, are there any positive aspects to alcohol?
It's not all doom and gloom. If we adhere to the Mediterranean style diet, which has a very controlled amount of alcohol intake each day, well within safe limits, then over a long period, such as 20 or 30 years, we can reduce the risk of heart attacks later in life. So that's a positive for alcohol. It also protects us against kidney stones slightly as well. So there are some benefits, but sadly these are outweighed by the harms we see across the population.
So if we drink in moderation, we can get those benefits, but if we overdo it, we're doing ourselves harm.
If only we could. Unfortunately, in the UK, Scotland and England, we're seeing signs of increasing harm. So we know people find it very difficult to drink within safe limits.
Dr. Coates, thank you very much for coming. Now our crew have been to visit the people who help make the nighttime industry safe. Let's have a look.
The aims of National Pubwatch is to create safer drinking environments throughout the UK through supporting local Pubwatch schemes.
By having Pubwatch on our side, I honestly feel that the majority of people feel safer. When they see a Pubwatch sticker on the window or Pubwatch signs, then they actually believe that they are in a safe environment. It encases in many different ways that you turn around and say that these people who caused the disruption will not be allowed on your premises. Consequently from that, it's a safe environment for the young and for the old and for everybody who wants to enjoy in our trade.
The work we do with all sorts of partners is trying to reduce the harm caused by alcohol, and Pubwatch is one of our key partners. And what they're trying to do is create a safe environment in which people can drink socially and drink responsibly. And I think that's a key message for students, that the police service isn't anti-alcohol. Alcohol's got a positive part to play in society, bringing people together. But I want you to drink responsibly so you can carry on. It's very difficult to identify a particular individual who may pose a threat to your staff or your customers. But working together, you can share information about people that might have caused a problem in one pub and might go into another pub.
And I honestly and truthfully feel Pubwatch is the way forward in doing making sure that these people realise that if we all stick together, we can ban them from the pubs.
I think working responsibly with the police, with licensing, with fire and other agencies to create that safe environment, and that's entirely what the police is about, a safe environment in which people can flourish. And in this case it's the nighttime economy, and people's social drinking is done in a safe and flourishing way. We provide the source of information and good practice to allow others to come forward and learn from what we know and keep the scheme on the road. I think the whole process of deciding you want to be part of Pubwatch is helpful in itself, because it means that the licensees and all the staff who are working for them start to think about what it means to actually be selling alcohol, because it isn't just like other substances. It is a substance which we know from the research can cause harm. Therefore, it wants to be sold in a responsible way. So somebody actually wanting to be involved in Pubwatch is demonstrating that they recognise those risks, but they want to use alcohol in a safe way. And so all the staff start to engage, and they're also doing that work with partners.
I would say that Pubwatch is a union of licensees, of DPSs, and in order that we move on in this world and feel safe for our staff, for our customers and for ourselves, then we have to stick together. Sticking together is being part of Pubwatch.
All right, our second guest this afternoon is Cerys Thomas. Cerys is a Senior Community Safety Officer with Southampton City Council. Cerys, thanks for joining us. Well, tell us a little bit about what your job entails.
Well, one of my main roles is to coordinate and work on board the ICE bus, which stands for In Case of Emergency. It's a medical welfare bus that is usually out in Southampton on a Saturday night from 10 o'clock in the evening until 4 o'clock in the morning.
I see. And what sort of people use the ICE bus?
Various people who are out on a Saturday night, students, anybody walking past. So various people use it, mainly those who have been injured or are intoxicated or in drink.
I see. How does the ice bus, how is it received by the general public?
We usually get good feedback on a Saturday night. People pass and say how good a service it is, and you know, Southampton has done well to get a service like that. And we've also had some good feedback from students this year, because we were out on some of the big nights out, and they said it was good to see something providing a safe haven for them, as well as providing the medical support.
I see. I guess it's not just you involved in the ice bus. What other organisations get involved in keeping the streets safe?
Well, the ice bus is a partnership project. We work in conjunction with South Central Ambulance Service, who provide what's called an ECP, emergency care practitioner. So they're on board the bus providing medical help, and they do all the medical decisions.
I see. And are there other organisations involved in the wider safety partnership?
We work in partnership with the police, street pastors, door staff. On a Saturday night, we'd all linked up to a radio system, so that we'll keep in touch with each other in case an incident is happening or they need to tell us that somebody's coming towards us. They also refer people to the ice bus as well, so police and the street pastors and door staff will refer people to us.
Fantastic. And I guess you've probably got some plans for developing the service even further into 2014?
But next year we hope to do the Freshers events again, more evenings during the week, and also we're looking at getting a support vehicle for the ice bus, because we do struggle with people getting to us, because the nighttime economy in Southampton is quite spread out. So hopefully we're going to work with some partners, including Solent University, to try and get that support vehicle up and running.
And how would people find out more about the ice bus service?
It's on the Southampton City Council website. We also have 2 videos, one on YouTube and Vimeo, that some of the students have done for us, telling you about the ice bus and who's on board. We've also got a Safer Southampton website, excuse me. We've also got a Safer Southampton website, www.safersouthampton.org, that shows all the partnership in work during the day and evening.
Well, that's very interesting, Keris. Thank you very much indeed.
So today we're joined by Lewis Allen, a bartender at Pitcher and Piano, and he's going to show us how to make some drinks sans alcohol. Known in the industry as mocktails, these non-alcoholic drinks have seen their popularity soar as bartenders like Lewis start making their own and being more inventive with the recipes. So Lewis, thanks for coming in today.
You're welcome.
So what are you going to make for us?
I'm going to make for us a Virgin Shirley Temple.
Okay, so let's get started then.
Okay, so first of all, you get your cocktail shaker, like so, and then place some ice in there.
Gotta have ice to keep it cool.
Yep. And then you want to pour in some orange juice, not too much, just up to about here.
So it's important to get the right amount.
Yeah, and then give it a little bit of lemon juice as well.
But you don't want too much either.
Not too much with that, because that gives it a bit of a bitter edge for the drink.
And no one wants a bitter edge.
No, they don't. Okay. So then you pop your lid on, give that a shake. It's about an 8-second shake for a short cocktail.
Okay. Don't want to add the soda water to the shaker though?
No, because if you do that, then it will fizz up and it'll explode all over you.
And definitely don't want that.
No. So you take your lid off, pour that back into the glass.
Okay.
And you get your soda water. Okay.
There's a nice one of orange in there. Just give it that fizz.
Yeah, give it a little bit of fizz.
Because who doesn't like a bit of fizz when they're out for a drink?
There you go. And then to finish it off, we get the grenadine syrup over here.
Okay.
Hands are a bit sticky. There you go.
Job of a bartender, eh?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then just drizzle it over the top. You can see it kind of floating down to the bottom there.
Oh, like a little sunset.
Yeah.
Sunset in a glass.
Okay, and you pop in your stirrer, garnish it with a cherry, and then that's ready to drink.
Ah, that looks really nice. Give it a try there. Okay, let's have a try of this then, shall we? That's really nice actually. I think I'd definitely think about ordering that on a night out. Okay, thank you for coming in today. And Antonio, it's back to you in the studio.
Well, they look delicious. A great recipe there, and it's wonderful to know that there are some tasty alternatives to alcohol out there. Charlotte, thank you.
You're welcome. So would you like to try one, I guess, would be the question.
Absolutely, yes, definitely.
Yeah? Okay, well, here you go.
So do they taste as good as they look?
Oh, I think they do.
Yeah, that's very good.
So would you actually buy one on a night out though?
I think I might well be tempted, actually. Yeah, because it's refreshing and it's tasty, and you wouldn't even know there isn't alcohol in it.
Yeah, it's a nice mixture between your alcoholic drinks and these. Pace yourself a bit.
I think so. I think so. Actually, be able to maintain a conversation for a little bit longer than normal, perhaps.
Yeah, and who knows, you might even get a bit of a buzz from the non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, well, as long as you're enjoying yourself, you're having fun with your friends and things like that. That's the main thing at the end of the day, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, I'll definitely be trying a mocktail in the future. Thank you, Charlotte. So, over to our reporter, Zainab Afzal, who's been analysing some statistics. Let's take a look.
Thanks, Antonio. Okay, according to government guidelines, men should not exceed 3 to 4 units a day, women should not exceed 2 to 3. That's about a pint and a half of beer for men and a pint of beer for women. However, that doesn't mean you could save up all your units during the week and then go wild at the weekend. Binge drinking is a major problem in this country and has some serious health implications. More than 1 in 10 deaths of people in their 40s are from liver disease, and most are from alcoholic liver disease. Binge drinking is drinking lots of alcohol in a short period of time. It's not only damaging to our health but can have some serious social and emotional consequences too. When we are drunk, our inhibitions are lowered, making us do things we might not usually do or behave in ways that can be damaging or dangerous. If you are concerned about your drinking habits or the decisions you make when you are under the influence of alcohol, you should consult your GP and discuss options and get support. Back to you in the studio, Antonio.
Okay, well, hopefully you found a lot of the information on today's show useful. A massive thank you to all our guests and to the people who weren't featured on today's show, but who worked tirelessly behind the scenes to make sure we are all kept safe and informed when it comes to drinking. Remember, for more information, you can visit www.nationalpubwatch.org.uk. I'm Antonio Meikle. Thank you very much for watching. Good afternoon.